Ready?
Yes, go.
Okay, we're going to make... What the hell is this doing here?
Have you met Steve?
We're going to make an adult flavor, which means it has alcohol. If you can't have alcohol, don't have this when it comes out. It's called Black Raspberry Chocolate Chunk. And we'll add the 5 quarts. I hope there's still 5 in here, unless you've been nipping at it.
No, I'll be on standby.
Well, I won't know. I'm pouring it right in.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Jeff's wonderful measurements.
A little of this, a little of that.
Yeah.
So there we go, 5 quarts of mix. And now we'll add black raspberry, or raspberry liqueur. Raspberry liqueur. Ooh. And we'll turn it on first to get it going, mixing real well. And we'll see how much we're going to add.
Do you have this recipe written down somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not all hit or miss like you make it look.
No. They all have the recipe.
Here we go. We'll do this. Pass it around.
And then we'll add about a half of the bottle. So what is this? This is 30, so we'll go to 15. And then I thought we would add some fruit, a fruit medley. How's it smell? Good. A fruit medley, which had all different fruits, but it had bananas in it, and I took them out. I just don't think bananas will go with this. So back in here now we have blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, peaches, and 1 alien banana still left.
Uh-oh.
All right, so let's add this. This we're going to wait. Oh, somebody asked about adding in the middle of the batch, right? Who was that? Oh, okay. We'll do that here. And then we're going to add a couple of white chocolate chips. Now, forgive me, I would normally add the mini white chocolate chips, but under the conditions I'm subjected to here, well, this is all we got. Add about half a quart. And now what do we do?
Taste it.
Good man. Good man. Taste it. You almost said refrigerate. Okay, we're ready to roll. Probably could add this too. It wouldn't kill it, right? What?
I want to be able to drive home today.
Don't have it. All right. Any questions about that? Yes.
It just so happened that wasn't 5 quarts mixed.
What's that?
Just so happened that wasn't 5 quarts mixed.
I didn't understand. What are you saying?
If that just so happened that before it was kind of like alcohol mixed.
No. Remember, they come in 10-quart bladders, right? Well, how much did I use for the first batch of vanilla caramel praline?
Great question. I don't remember. It was 5.
You ought to join him at the break. We added 5. We're making a half batch. So if we, how much was left? There we go.
You were saying that the was only 4, not 5 of that. You were saying what would happen after that's returned, right? Or would it be too
Well,
rich?
you have 2 options. You can go get some more mix, which is what you should do, or you can bring everything down about 20%. 20%, right? All right, we're ready to roll. We're going to add these red raspberries anytime now, so that maybe we'll get a little. Let's see if we got. Yeah, this is pretty well beaten up, but these will maintain a little bit, right?
We'll
Steve?
see. I think they're gonna pulverize.
They're going to what?
They're gonna grind up like a Cuisinart.
Oh, you don't think I know what I'm doing, huh?
No, you asked the question.
Well, I think that if you wait till it solidifies a little bit, and then whatever you add in will stay that way.
Okay.
That okay meant, okay, he doesn't know what he's talking about. But that's okay. You gotta love him. He's the godfather.
Jeff, we wouldn't be us if we didn't argue over
True.
things.
I sat in his seat in the back. What's your name, Victor?
Yes.
I sat in Victor's seat, 12 years ago or something. More, maybe?
More, much more.
And it was called Lunch with the President. Steve did the whole show, and the first thing he made was Merlot ice cream. And he handed it out, and I'm sitting in the back, and I tasted it. I put it on the table. I got up, walked outside, called my wife and says, Rose, we're going to be rich. This guy's making this stuff, forget about it.
Okay, let me just clean up the story a little bit. He said, Rose, if that idiot up there can make this, wait till you see what I make. That's what really.
Well, I
really
cleaned
said
it up
to
a
Rose.
little bit.
I was looking at a recipe a few days back, and I thought I read there that making the alcohol, you should probably put the heavier alcohol towards the end of the process. But I saw you kind of put everything together at the beginning, so that doesn't follow, or what's the guidance as to when to put the alcohol in?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, in fact, don't try this trick at home of putting alcohol in. Most of everybody else who has a batch freezer will tell you you add it as it's coming out. They don't have the level of refrigeration that we do. We have so much refrigeration going through that cylinder that we can put alcohol right in here. Alcohol freezes at what, minus 270, somewhere around there?
It won't freeze.
And what you're never going to freeze alcohol. You're going to freeze it in suspension.
Because of his machine, I was able to make $2 million because of his machine allowing me to make alcohol-infused ice cream. Couldn't do it with anyone else. His machine allowed me to make $2 million, and we still sell it in the store in Daytona. We have 30 flavors, 10 of them are adult flavors, over 21, and they have alcohol in them. You can't do that with anything else. It'll freeze up.
And did I ever get a box of chocolates at Christmas? Well, actually, yes.
Tell me about it.
Jeff is
You don't
very
want to go
generous.
there, do you?
Jeff is very generous. But that's it. We have so much refrigeration that we're the only machine that you can put alcohol in quantity. We're not talking an ounce or two. We're talking a pint. In the bigger machine, this one I use a fifth or a quart. You can't do that in other machines.
And we use 2 quarts.
Now, there you go.
I know you can't have any.
No. Not on my diet.
All right, I think we're gonna.
This is more of a mechanical question that goes beyond just making it. Besides the consumables and the beaters that mix and stuff and so on, if you have your machine and you're maintaining it over time, I come from more of a mechanical background. What will we be looking for in terms of maintenance protocol? Is there any filters, refrigeration that we should check out other than the consumables of it?
Yes, but not much. What makes this dasher, this is unique, this is our design. See these springs here? These are what push the blades out against the walls. We like to see you change them once a year. The knives, every other company you talk to, if you ask that same question, they're going to tell you every 90 days on the knives. 5, 6 years, maybe even longer. And that's it. That's all you're going to do. There's a couple of black O-rings on the drive shaft that go once a year. And then these are all minimal costs. We don't sell anything in packages. You don't have to buy a $250 tune-up kit. You want one O-ring, we'll sell you one O-ring. But it's the springs that do the job. Anybody here familiar with pistols, rifles, guns? Yeah? A pistol, a semi-automatic, has what they call a clip. That's what the bullets go in, and there's a spring in there. And you load it in, you've seen it on TV, they load it up and then start firing. If you leave your bullets in the clip, the spring is compressed, and that wears out the spring, unless it's a Sig Sauer. They never wear out. But the same thing here. You're a seasonal business, and you say, well, I'm going to put this away for the winter, and I'm going to put the springs on so I don't lose them and put everything in the machine. You're compressing those springs, you're actually wearing them. And it will work fine next spring, but if you were closed for 3 months, you have put wear on them as if you were making ice cream all day, every day. And the health department wants you to take this apart and just leave it on the table anyway. So there is minimal stuff. We'd go broke if we had to survive on spare parts for an Emery Thompson. The average life of my machines, average life is 40 years. That means some went 38 years. Too many of them go 70 years. And they're built better today than they were when my father was making them. My father and my uncle. Because we have techniques, welding techniques that didn't exist then. But that's the key right there. That's really heavy. You can just go like this.
Victor.
Jeff, the lady over there. Go ahead.
Do you need a liquor license to make ice cream with liquor?
That had to do with the alcohol. How much alcohol can you put in before it's, dull dumb?
I'll tell you. Your state has a limit. Surprisingly, New York State's one of the highest. But the state has a limit. So
it's usually 5% by volume.
Yeah. So you call up the state and you find out what that limit is. And then when an inspector comes in, they say how much you use, you tell them the truth. I use 4% by volume. I'm less than the state requirement. Okay. You can find out, call, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and ask them what's the limit. Then you'll know, and then you can translate it out to how many ounces you're allowed to use. Jeff's not talking. No. Everybody's afraid of alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, and the IRS. So all you have to do is call them, and because we're going out worldwide on this tape. It's not just Florida, so to give you a number would be false. Just call your state and find out what it is. It varies from state to state, and you can translate that out to exactly how many ounces. Like I said, I use a fifth of alcohol, but I'm more concerned about the taste. I have made alcohol ice creams where you put so much alcohol in it, you take a taste and you go like that, and you ask people, what flavor is that? I don't know. All I taste is alcohol. So you can overdo it. I am told Jeff's ice creams are great.
That's a big one.
Yeah, there's a bigger one over there.
That's 24?
This is 24. That's what's in your machine. That's all.
Works like a charm.
That's all stainless steel. That's never going to wear out.
You know what?
Twist.
It's so easy to clean it, you can almost just rinse it.
Yeah.
I mean, we soap it up and everything, but the water comes right off of all this stuff.
And you can throw the whole thing into the dishwasher.
Well, we don't do that.
You can.
We don't do
This is a special plastic that's FDA approved called Delrin, and there's only a couple of, Delrin and Erdolite are the only two plastics you can use in the machine, and they work better than the old metal blades. But the springs are the secret. That's
My old Emery had the fixed blades that swiveled.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a bracket. This machine's not in this room, but that's the 44 quart dasher. That's the world's largest production batch freezer. That's going to make 11 gallons of ice cream at a time. There's no bigger machine. And that thing's heavy.
Camille just told me we ought to get one. Really. And use the 24 for the next store. We're planning another store.
Okay, sounds good to me. Let me put this over here.
Okay, I think we'll rock and roll. Where's Christy?
I don't know. You need her?
Yeah, she's got to serve this up.
Oh, okay.
Nice color.
Jeff, these new shirts are great.
What?
That shirt from the back is terrific.
Yeah, they did
Turn
a
around
good
to the
job.
camera, Les.
They did a good
Look at
job.
this. Okay, I always ask a question. I used to ask, isn't this great? Isn't it wonderful? Don't you love it? You know, and everybody goes, yeah, even though it's horrible because I made it. But the question now is, what would you change on this, if anything? Is there anything at all that you can think of you would change? Would you add a little more of this, a little more of that, just out of curiosity?
What were the white chunks that you placed inside of it?
What were the white chunks you placed inside?
White chocolate chips.
Okay.